this video, we will talk about DNA fingerprint analysis and how it can help solve crime. We have a victim here named Brandon Knight who was viciously dunked on by a player and murdered on the court. After this dunk, he was never the same player. There are 4 suspects who could have dunked on him with their insane athletic abilities. Suspect number 1, 6'6" Michael Jordan, one-time dunk champ, 6-time NBA champ, and a freak athlete. Suspect 2, 6'9", Aaron Gordon, robbed of dunk champ twice. That's another story, though. Suspect 3, 6'6", 2-time dunk champ. Suspect 4, 6'11", super athletic center. The suspects were taken into custody for their statements and fingerprinting. 2 DNA samples were collected from the rim and the hardwood floor and amplified for different VNTR loci and ran on separate gels to create DNA fingerprint. Now, the samples were compared to the 4 dunker suspects and Brandon Knight. We have to look at the gels for the 2 VNTR loci and analyze each suspect's fingerprint to compare and to see who was responsible for this vicious dunk. Looking at the first sample at loci 1, we can see that Brandon Knight and Michael Jordan matches in the DNA pattern. So we can remove Aaron Gordon, Levine, and DeAndre Jordan from the source of the first sample. Now let's look at locus 2. We can see that Brandon Knight and Aaron Gordon have matches. To accurately get the results in DNA, the DNA must match exactly in both loci. So in our case, Brandon Knight matched in both loci. This makes sense because Brandon Knight was the victim on this play and would have one of the samples out of the 2. Now to find our vicious dunker, we have to look at sample 2. Looking at our VNTR locus 1, we can see that DeAndre Jordan and Aaron Gordon have matches. So we can exclude the other 2 dunkers, Zach LaVine and Michael Jordan. Now let's look at locus 2. The sample matches with DeAndre Jordan and Zach LaVine. So from both of the locuses, we can conclude that sample 2 matches with DeAndre Jordan. Therefore, sample 2 proves that DeAndre Jordan was responsible for this vicious dunk. And here's the dunk. Now, look at the dunk for a little bit more. Now, looking back at the gels, we can see that Michael Jordan shared an allele at both loci that were compared. This is because each parent on one allele to their offspring. So at all locus, DeAndre Jordan would have one allele for Michael, which is his father, and the other would be his mother. They're not actually related. It's just for video purposes. Now here's the works cited for the video. Thank you.